Growing up, one of the games I played the most was Harvest Moon, both on the Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance. I would spend hours on it, often with a close friend. The game was different. There were no enemies to fight, no guns or weapons. It was just you, your farm, and a peaceful life. And honestly, it was awesome. You could plant your crops, raise your animals, fish, meet new people, and even marry. Years later, when I was in high school, I heard about a new game inspired by Harvest Moon that immediately caught my attention. That game was Stardew Valley. It's built around the same concept, a farm sim game that really hooks the player. I first played Stardew Valley in late 2017, but then, unfortunately, my old PC broke and I couldn't play for a few years. Fast forward to version 1.5, when I picked it up again, adding Ginger Island and really cool stuff. Honestly, for me, it's by far the best update of the game. I played Stardew Valley for over 200 hours, but now with version 1.6, I decided to get all the achievements in the game or reach perfection. I am the hedgehog, and today we'll reach the summit. For those who play for a while, they know that getting perfection is no easy task. You need to max all villagers' friendship, ship all crops and forage goods listed on this menu, get level 10 to all skills in the game, find every golden walnut in Ginger Island, collect every star drop, build 4 obelisks, catch all fish, complete the monster eradication goals, fix the community center, build a gold clock on the farm, and the list even goes on. It's a long journey, since to get all the achievements you are obliged to do 2 save files. I will only talk about the achievements you can get in just 1 save file, because I already completed a JoJo run, so I don't have to do it again. I chose the newest farm layout, called the Meadowlands, and notice it has a coop, which is a pretty nice addition. On the first day of the game, you don't have too many things to do, but my main goal is to prepare the field, fish, and look inside trash cans. You may have noticed that the game has sections like artifacts, cooking recipes, minerals, and so on. The same ones we need to check to get perfection. To get all of these things, you have to invest a lot of time. I don't know much about time, but I do know that time is money. If you want to get perfection in Stardew Valley, no matter if you want to complete the JoJo or the community center, you need money. You think I'm wrong? Well, try to buy a golden clock, 10 million G only. If we look into the money-related achievements, we have Greenhorn, Cowpoke, Homesteader, Millionaire, and Legend. They're simple enough to get, keep playing the game, and you will eventually reach the money cap for every one of them. There are many ways to get money in this game, so let's find out how I got these achievements. In version 1.5, people used to abuse a game mechanic called Clay Farm to get money early in the game. I'm not going to dive deep into it because there are lots of videos about that on YouTube. According to this Reddit post, in version 1.6, you can still enable the old RNG to actually do clay farming again, but I want to play the game the way it is now. For me, the consistent way to earn early game money besides clay farming is by fishing. In a way, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone because we also need the fishing achievements. More on that later. To start fishing in Stardew Valley, you need to get the fishing rod with Willy on day 2. Just read the letter he sent and go to the beach. He will pump a cutscene and will get your fishing rod. After that, you can go fishing. If you want to achieve perfection, you need to fish, and do lots of fishing. Fishing is one of the grinds in order to achieve perfection. But for me, this game has a lot of dopamine-inducing stimulus, so I can easily bear the grind and sometimes enjoy this activity. Can watch a podcast while fishing, can watch another video, play Subway Surfers, Clash Royale, and even listen to music. A great tip for you is to use the letter C on your keyboard to fish instead of just clicking. This helps your fingers a lot. With the money, you can upgrade your backpack, fishing rod, and on day 5 we get another activity that messes up our brain's dopamine reward system, mining. Mining is as consistent as fishing as a way to get money, but unlocks and permits ourselves to get OP items throughout the game. One of my favorite items crafted with ores in the game is for sure the sprinkler. The sprinkler automatically waters an area on a farm. If there is something I enjoy about games, it's automation. Everything you can do to not do something else is marvelous. Now behold the Sprinklers Empire. By making a lot of sprinklers, you don't have to water every crop in the morning and lose lots of energy and time. One thing Stardew Valley does right is to make the player always have something new to do and don't have to worry about something else. I loved Harvest Moon, but sometimes I felt like I was just watering crops. Stardew Valley always has something to make you don't have endless repetition. For example, upgraded coops and barns automatically feed your animals. You have sprinklers to not worry about crops. You can even get an ingredient site later in the game to get crops easily. Tired of breaking rocks? Just make bombs and destroy them all. Get it? We are basically gaining ourselves time and somehow creating an exponential growth on money. The more we automate, the more time we get and more money we make. Your addiction. Okay, I talked about fishing, mining, and now sprinklers, but where's the money? If we put in discussion what are the best methods to make money in Stardew Valley, we are going to have a big list. There are many ways to get money in this game, which makes it pretty unique, but undoubtedly there's a method that is undisputed as the best way to get money late game. Wine. More specifically, ancient fruit wine. Ancient fruit is obtained with ancient seeds. Ancient seeds are a rare artifact drop, mostly found in mines by slaying monsters. So, what do we do with this? Well, you talk to Gunther and he gives you an actual plantable pack of ancient seeds. It takes a month in the game to grow, but we regrow every week. In winter, they suddenly vanish. But how do we go from one seed to a kingdom? The answer is the seed maker. The Stardew Valley contraption allows you to put any fruit or crop inside it to produce multiple seeds of said product. You do it for some time and eventually you go from point A to point B to point C. I mean, a lot of money. As you plant ancient seeds and put them into seed makers, it can reach a point where you don't have to worry about the amount of space and seeds you have. But still, we need to turn the fruits into wine, so how do we do this? Wine kegs, some wood, iron bars, and oak resin. Wait a second, I just planted the wrong set of trees. Here we have lost like 2 or 3 months of preparation. You can get oak resin by placing tapas, an easily craftable recipe, and put them into oak trees. Wait for a few days and voila. Just don't plant maple trees and expect oak resin from them. Craft an unhealthy amount of wine kegs and distribute them in an accessible location. If you have a lot of materials, you can build sheds to store more than 100 kegs after they are upgraded. Throughout the gameplay, I've personally built 6 of them. You fill them up with wine kegs and finally prepare the wine. With this setup, I could make around 1 to 2 million every week. That's something, but not everything we need. Money in Stardew Valley is definitely important, but there are a lot of things to do in game and money can only aid our journey, not complete it. At least that's how we check 5 achievements as completed. We know how to get money, but how do we get friends? We have 6 achievements related to friendship in this game. They work the same as the money achievements. In Stardew Valley, you have friendship levels portrayed as hearts. Each NPC can get to a max of 10 hearts. If the NPC is single, they can either reach the maximum of 10 hearts with marriage, or you will be in the friend zone with 8 hearts. Relatable. Friendship unlocks heart events which are pretty niche cutscenes. Even this being my second big playthrough of this game, some cutscenes just hit home. I like the effort the dev put into making them feel sometimes alive and inspired by real people and real situations. If you're playing Stardew Valley for the first time, I won't get into every detail of the cutscenes, just enjoy your time. But what I can say about cutscenes is that cutscenes can get you rewards and recipes. We also need maximum friendship with everyone to reach perfection, even if you don't like the attitude of a few people. A great tip I have is to always frequent the saloon at night because you can gift a lot of people there during the evenings. Talking about friendship, we also have quests and special orders. After completing this special order, we get this crafting recipe, and we need to craft every single item in the game to reach perfection. Some recipes are either locked by an NPC with friendship points, special orders, or skill level. To earn the achievement Craft Master, we need to craft one of each recipe in the game, so this takes a lot of time and resources. You end up grinding a lot for this, but honestly, this is just a part of the journey. One thing I do not regret doing fast is upgrading the farmer. The player has a set of skills from 1 to 10. They are farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat. Some skills are fairly easy to upgrade. I consider fishing to be the easiest to get level 10. Each skill, in turn, grants a specific bonus to the action, new crafting recipes, and even professions. For example, I chose this profession of fishing at level 5 and this one at level 10. Not only they are fundamental to achieve perfection, but their bonuses can speed up the process. If you reach level 10, every skill can level up mastery until 5 stars. You can spend each star in a secret room located in Cinder Sap Forest, granting a unique reward related to your skill. A great tip people have is to upgrade your farming skills to level 10 and get the artisan profession. You can do this by preparing your farm fast enough to get a bunch of strawberries. They grant you a lot of XP early on and you can get pretty close to level 10. The artisan profession permits you to sell artisan goods for 40% more gold. And do you know what an artisan good is? Ancient fruit wine. You see where we are going now? You do a lot of things in this game and they are connected. There is no such a thing as a coincidence. We know wines make the man, but Stardew Valley has more than just wine. Every season, Stardew Valley player knows that we have two choices that affect how you play the game. Those being the community center and the JoJo route. The community center of Pelican Town is that of maintenance, full of rats, and since the mayor is busy making a literal statue of pure gold with his image, it's a choice for us to fix the community center and help the local townspeople. I just fixed the community center because I don't like Maurice and I wanted to impress my crush. You need a bunch of items you get throughout the game doing a bunch of things. You basically help cut little aliens to get stuff from our planet and they give you manual labor in return. Good. After some rewards you fix a lot of things in Pelican Town like the minecart, the bus station, and the greenhouse. Inside the greenhouse you can plant ancient fruit regardless of the season. So there's basically one finish in the winter. This is basically passive income because you don't have to plant every spring again. It's not a big plot, but it's something. Fixing the bus allows us to get to the Calico Desert, which contains the Skull Cavern, another grand spot. More on that later. Afterwards, we earn the Stardew Valley trophy and the possibility to fix Willie's old ship. By bringing the stuff he ordered, we gain access to Ginger Island the next day. There's also a lot to do in Ginger Island, but like the greenhouse, we also earn more space to farm, but this time a lot of space. By using the farm, the greenhouse, and Ginger Island, we can get over thousands of ancient fruit weekly, turn them into wine, and finally, our month setup is completed. Remember the skills I told you before, like mining, fishing, and all? There's still a lot to do in each area. Let's talk about fishing first. It's easy to level up fishing. I told you, not so easy to capture every single fish in the game. Every fish has a condition to spawn, like the location, the time, the weather, and the season. This means that if you want to be as efficient as you can, you need to start fishing fast so that you won't miss a fish in the winter and have to wait 1 year again to try to get it later. Or you can be lazy and efficient by getting over 100 golden walnuts, which are these nuts here. You have access to the Keys Walnut Room. This alien, Mr. Q, I don't know how to pronounce his name, is like a super being in the game. But the important part is that he offers quests, and by completing them you get key gems, can trade key gems with OP items including Magic Bait. Magic Bait basically ignores all the conditions I told you besides the location. So you just need to be in the place the fish spawns and the magic happens. I basically cheesed the way out of this task. Of course, there are a few special fish with very niche locations, but yeah, we get them anyways. We also have the legendary fish that are caught in unique places and are pretty tough. The cool thing about fishing is that you start to recognize each fish just by the pattern it appears in the fish minigame. People try to make a tier list in how difficult a fish is to get, but honestly, the octopus is not even a legendary fish but was designed to make you feel bad about yourself. But hey, that's how I got all the fish. After you get all fish in the game, Willy will send you a Stardew fruit, which is also necessary to get perfection. Now let's talk about mining. We need to get all the artifacts, minerals, and tons of resources. And of course, we need to slay monsters which are only found inside the mines. We gotta also complete the monster eradication goals in these places and do a bunch of different things. In the beginning, mining will look like this, but over time, you won't even be needing your pickaxe because it will be carrying a lot of mega bombs. You preferably want to mine only on lucky days, and you can also check luck on the TV each morning with the fortune teller. If you have this store on the TV, make sure to go to the mines. Luck affects a lot of things in the game, including the amount of ores you get and the loot you obtain. It affects so much that I use a set of rings that gives a total of 2 luck points. We need to mine in the local mines and the volcano in Ginger Island. Each location has its purpose for completion, unique type of artifacts and loot, pros and cons. If you want to get more iridium, you go to the skull cavern. But if you want a great amount of iron for 1 kegs, you can go to the local mines and reset through floor 40 to farm iron. We also need to kill this list of monsters, open geodes and get artifacts. The minerals and artifacts can be donated to the museum. Since nobody does nothing to preserve history in this town, we get the job. Completing the museum grants us a star job fruit and many rewards. So, in a way, mining is really important to complete a bunch of quests. There are resources to craft powerful items with a variety of items we get and more money we make. Let's talk about kitchens. From all the achievements in this game, I really find that the cooking achievements are for sure the hardest to complete. Some recipes you learn by watching TV, others are given through friendship points or even purchased. The ingredients are really tiring to get. For whatever reason, this is one of the things you really need to keep track. Thankfully, this Redditor made a spreadsheet on his free afternoon with every ingredient for every single cooking recipe that you can follow, but I should have seen this before attempting this challenge. Another great thing added in Stardew Valley is the Queen of Sauce cookbook, which grants access to all cooking recipes, so you don't have to worry about watching the TV every day as I did play the game. Still, you will need a certain level of organization to keep track of what you still need to cook, so I recommend making a big chest to store the items you make and the ingredients you need. I used the house cellar as a storage system to store everything I had until now. It was really painful, but it was done. As you notice, there are lots of things to do in this game and I'm only sharing a few. The things that cost me the most time, as I mentioned earlier, time is money. But what are we actually buying with that much money? Specifically, for obelisks and a golden clock, costing over 13,500,000 more. It's a bunch of money. It takes a lot of tedious grind, but the worst is that they are not even that good. I mean, Island Totem is decent, I guess, but honestly, the golden clock is straight up useless. It's just to say that you finally completed the game. Like, really? Give a sword or something, man. Well, after doing a whole bunch of hours in this game, we can finally say that we completed Stardew Valley. I got all the achievements in Steam and I made a great farm. And most importantly, memories. This project took me over 6 months. And in the end I was thinking of giving up. The initial idea was to do an X amount of days commentary video, but I lost a lot of the footage and even my low-end GPU doing it. Still, I decided to write something, edit this video, and make something until the end. Stardew Valley is a cozy game where you of course grind a bit, learn cool stuff about the game, get references, meet new characters, get cool weapons, and make your farm look nice. It's an incredible game, and I enjoyed every bit. I started playing this game in 2017, and even though some things are kind of hard and tiresome to obtain, it made me think about myself. This, after all, is a sandbox. It's not about finishing, getting all the achievements, or completing it. Even though it's the main point of this video, this is all about enjoying yourself, having your time. I was always thinking if it would be better if I made a 500 1000 days video or something. I was always overthinking on what I should do or what I should say, but in the end, every time I played the game, I was just chilling, and it was really easy to forget. Silence that voice we all have. My point with all this monologue is, at the end of the day, Stardew Valley is a sandbox. No matter the tips I have to give you, the best way to get money, the fastest way to finish the game, what really matters is if you are having fun. Thank you for watching, and go play the game.
私の名は吉良義景。年齢33歳。自宅は森王町北東部の別荘地帯にあり、